I'm just out for a little walk this morning and went deep into some meditative thought. And I was thinking about just this idea of love, um, and not actual love, not the universal love, but what we've commercialized it as, and the pressure it puts on people to serve other people, and it takes away this actual love. It's unconditional. So I'm making some big decisions in my life, and it's not just affecting me. And I grew up in a family where you always make an effort to make other people happy, and you don't do anything unless you're given permission to. And so that's kind of translated into my adulthood. And so I've been working on growing out of some of those thought processes, but it's not very easy, especially when that's like an area of vulnerability, and that's something that's been a blockage of mine for a long time. And so I feel like I need to remind you and myself, mostly just myself, that we are not and should not and could not be responsible for anybody else's happiness at all, ever. That's not our responsibility. And at the end of the day, if we enable somebody's belief system that we are responsible for their happiness, that's just hurting us and hurting them. And if you really love somebody, not this commercialized Hallmark kind of emotive love, which love is not an emotion, it's like a verb. Euphoria, attraction, bliss, like those are emotions that come when you're attracted to somebody. But when you really love somebody in that unconditional way, you want what's best for them, no matter what that means, no matter how it affects you. And that victim mentality of somebody else, I'm dependent on somebody else for my happiness, or they did this to me and that's why I ended up here. That's like, we need to be thanking them for the lesson that they taught us, and not in a spiteful way, but in the sense of like, thank you for showing me an area of vulnerability for me. Thank you for allowing me to see that I was dependent on you for happiness and not taking care of my own needs. Thank you for showing me a pattern that I had. Thank you for making me realize I had all these relationships in my life where all I did was serve people and never took care of myself. And what happens is we end up so spiteful and so stuck in a place where we're depending on other people to appreciate us for our acts and things that we do and things that we give, that then what do we have left if we can't give? Nothing. And I like, just even walking around here today, realizing the conversations that I have in my head and the fear I have of like doing something for myself and being who I know I've been called to be. And like, yeah, it's hard to break through those layers of being honest with yourself, but all it takes is one step, and then observe your own thoughts. Like, what is it that you're afraid of? Why can't you do something? Why can't you step out and be who you really want to be? Because everybody benefits. The whole world is better when you are living in your purpose. Like, God didn't make extras. You're not just here to fulfill this role that people put on you. You need to like make an effort to discover, if you don't know already, discover what it is that you were made for. And all you could do is start taking action steps, like one little step at a time. Observe your thoughts. What is it you're afraid of? What do you feel like is your limitation? Do you have a belief system about but I can't do that because of so-and-so, or this situation, or such and such, or money. Money's a big one. We have a lot of belief systems about money, when money's just energy and an exchange of energy, which this was a tough one for me to get over too, with a belief system. And it's all subconscious, but believing or growing up in a house where my mom was home and my dad made the money, and so I felt like I was somehow wrong for making money, or especially like in the coaching world, just like advising and giving business mentorship and all of that. Like, I just felt like, I'll give advice, but what's that worth? It's really crazy. But one of the highest powers of human ability, I guess, or one of the most strongest signs of maturity is to be introspective and to observe your thoughts and not be acting and living a reactive life, but instead observe your thoughts. Like, understand why you think the way you think, why you believe the way you believe, who you're dividing yourself from, and how you're out of alignment with who you were actually made to be. Because once you're in alignment, baby, it is the most free state of being. It's just not always that easy to get there. Gotta hurt some feelings, and that's okay. Everybody's better, and when you're aligned with your heart and aligned with love and gracious conversations, and mostly just aligned with your own purpose, it's worth it. I love you.